People make a lot of guides that try to have the goal of teaching you to be the best distractor, but I think some people need to tone it back a little bit and work on the basics first. That's why I'm starting with the basics today. Hi, I'm May, and welcome to my Basics to Distraction guide. Now, if for some reason you're really new to the game, I recommend checking my beginner's guide to Dandy's World. Not that you have to, but the additional information might be good. Diving right in, I'm going to separate the basics into 6 things to keep in mind. Your Toon, your Trinkets, line of sight, attention span, stealth, and twisted speed. And honestly, when I was writing this script, I was having trouble figuring out which order this would be because they are all interconnected, so just keep that in mind. If something's like, oh, well what about this? Wait till the next section. Well, it's possible to distract with a starter Toon or, ones that are more easy to access with like 3-star speed. I recommend to distract with a Toon that has 4-star speed or higher. I personally recommend Tisha, seeing as she doesn't have too many requirements and her ability can help another Toon escape if needed. The other Toons with higher speed are Blot, Flutter, Goob, Pebble, Sprout, Yada, R&D only on odd-numbered floors, and technically Louie as well, because his ability increases his movement speed if he has less hearts, gaining 3 walk speed per heart missing, capping at 21, and gaining 5 sprint speed per heart missing, capping at 35. And fun fact, if you play as Louie on 1 heart with the right trinkets, you can outwalk Twisted Pebble. The 4 most commonly used trinkets by distractors are Speedy Shoes, Dog Plush, Clown Horn, and Ribbon Spool, usually Speedy Shoes with Dog Plush, or Dog Plush with either Clown Horn or Ribbon Spool. Ideally, Clown Horn and Ribbon Spool are used by duo distractors, which is a slightly shortened term for duo distractors, because one increases your movement speed on even-numbered floors, and the other increases your speed on odd-numbered floors. However, if you're the only distractor on the team and it's not coordinated, it's ideal to run with Speedy Shoes and Dog Plush. Running these trinkets with 3-star speed Toons won't let you outwalk Twisted, so that's why I recommend earlier that you play as a 4-star or higher speed, because then you won't need to stam tap so much. Line of sight is pretty self-explanatory, but think of it as a literal line between you and the Twisteds. Any obstacle in the way of that line cuts their sight of you. Yes, this includes those tables and shelves that you can clearly see through and where they should be able to make eye contact, but they still don't see you because their pathfinding just works like that anyways. It's important when distracting that you don't cut line of sight when another Toon is nearby, as it will keep them safe and you get to keep your Twisteds. Attention span is the amount of time Twisteds have before losing interest in chasing you. The time for attention span starts ticking down once you break line of sight. Now sometimes you want to use this to your advantage if you're looping something fast like Pebble, like if you need a second to regen your stamina. Just be careful that none of your teammates get spotted when you're taking a moment. In my opinion, this is one of the most important things you need to keep in mind, especially if you're distracting in public lobbies. So first there's your own Toon stealth level. Most distracting Toons should have 3-star or lower stealth. Ideally, the lower it is, the better, but of course the only current 5-star speed we have is Pebble, who has 3-star stealth. What you especially want to keep in mind when playing is other Toon stealth. If you're playing as a 3-star stealth Toon, and you have someone on your team with a 2-star stealth Toon, any Twisteds you're distracting will lose interest in chasing you if they enter the Twisted's line of sight. Luckily, some people have enough spatial awareness to steer clear, but also, let's be real, public lobbies are not known for having the best players. Depending on how fast or slow the Twisteds you're distracting are, the easier or harder keeping them all on you will be. Of course, a singular slower Twisted or a group of normal to lower speed Twisteds is easy, but it can start getting a little tricky when you have too much speed variation. Mostly because the attention spans of certain Twisteds, slower Twisteds, are more likely to lose their line of sight on you because you're dealing with the more fast Twisteds, so you have to be careful with your looping methods. Oh right, looping! It's the easiest way to distract while staying out of the way of your teammates so they can extract in peace. You've probably seen people in the past running around the same area for like the entire match. Yeah, that's just them trying to stay out of the way. Not that it really needs explaining, but to be more specific, looping is when you run around a large object with collision, also known as islands by most of the community. Islands can be anything from shelves, tables, kitchen counters, anything that can cut line of sight. And of course, the bigger the island, the better. When dealing with slow twisteds, you want to make longer turns so you don't cut line of sight. But if you're dealing with faster twisteds, you want to make sharper turns around the islands, because this will cause the twisteds to occasionally get caught on the collision points as they chase you, making it just a little easier to keep stable stamina, especially Pebble. Pebble gets caught on a lot of stuff, so if you have a really big island to loop around and everyone knows to stay away, perfect. Just make sure you don't get caught on any of the island collision points, because that could be a little dangerous. Of course, there's other things like stamina management and hard combos, but one is easy to deal with and the other would probably require an entire new video. And this video is the basics, not here's every single twisted combination. Also, some of you might be asking, how do I distract with laggy internet? Don't. Like, I don't say that to be rude, I say that because it doesn't work well for either you or your teammates. Because either your game will freeze a bit and you're like, oh, where'd the twisteds go? And you die immediately, or you think the twisteds are on you and really they are chasing someone else because the rest of the server is not registering your presence. But yep, that just about covers this basics guide. Maybe I missed a thing or two, but hey, I just wanted to give some simple information. I think most of this is pretty easy to digest. So if you want to practice distracting, you could go on a quick solo run, go on a run with some friends, and just have a fast Toon and the Trinkets, and practice looping around islands. Also, if you want to see more guides like this in the future for extra distracting and maybe map updates, I do commentary on certain stuff. So if you liked this guide and want more, feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, suggest something for me to do next, because I'm kind of running out of ideas here. I stream on occasion. I usually play with fans if I'm not playing a game other than Dandy's World. Also, if you're above the age of 13, I have a Discord server for you guys to join, and I am currently hosting a raffle for 500 Robux to 2 people. I'll be giving the Robux out through Please Donate, but you have to be a part of my server to join. And be above the age of 13. If you're under that age, it's on site. Lovingly, it's for your own safety. Anyways, that's it for this guide and anything else I wanted to say. You have a great day, a great night, a good time zone wherever you are. Bye bye!